How's it going, guys? I'm Matt Torx, and in my humble opinion, few games in the Fallout franchise have stood the test of time as well as New Vegas has. With its unique story and characters, it's always been one of my personal favorites that I find myself coming back to from time to time and starting new, unique playthroughs. And naturally, with any game that you've experienced over and over, a new way to spice up that experience is through various mods that add on to the New Vegas experience. So today, we are looking at Fallout New Vegas mods that you need in 2024. First up on this list, and I think one of the most important mods, is the 4GB Patcher by Roy Batirin. Now, one of the first issues a lot of people have with the series of strings held together with glue and sheer luck that is New Vegas is its frequent ability to crash randomly and without warning. And this mod is the perfect way to just stabilize the game without actually adding anything noticeable to it, thus the perfect quality of life mod that's also vanilla friendly. One of the next major things that a lot of people notice is the flat and old-looking aesthetics of the game. Now, while a lot of people enjoy those old-school graphics, myself included, they could definitely use a revamp. And that's exactly what NMC's Texture Pack by Neil MC NMC does. It adds new and updated textures to just about everything in the Mojave, transforming them from gray and bland to modern and more colorful. The best thing about this texture pack compared to some others, in my opinion, is that it still stays true to the look and feel of New Vegas, instead of turning it into a completely different game with perfect visuals and textures. Another system that could always use updating in Fallout New Vegas is the movement systems. The game's default movement is pretty outdated, all things considered. You can really only go 4 directions, and the player just kinda slides across the floor without any real weight or momentum. Enhanced Movement by Woomba fixes sliding, as well as adding new movement features into the game, including sprint animations, the ability to peek corners, and a prone sneak mode, which all help to modernize the combat and give way to new, unique ways to go about the fights you get into throughout the Mojave. But number 4 on this list is the first major game-changing mod, Roleplayer's Alternative Start by Gribblesbit 8. This mod replaces the usual start of you waking up in Doc Mitchell's house with any number of customizable options themed around the different types of people in the game. Say you want to roleplay as an Enclave scientist, or a legionary of Caesar. Well, by going up to this terminal inside of the new spawn room, you can customize all sorts of new aspects of your character, including your history with various groups, your personal karma, starting supplies and weapons, starting position, and job or role in a faction, making it so no 2 playthroughs will feel alike, as you get a unique starting character to roleplay and a random location to start the game in. Now, before we get into the final mod on this list, we do have a smaller list of some quality of life mods that aren't quite big enough for their own segment of this video. Those being Bullet Drop by GT Nerd, which replaces the hit scan mechanic of combat with actual bullet travel and drop off. Lumen by Grumod Grulog and the Kevlar Knight adds more ambient lighting and gives light sources to various objects that should have had them. Just Vanilla Sprint by Evopolis adds the ability to sprint across the Mojave. Weapon Texture adds more upgraded textures to all of the in-game weapons. And Windows of the Mojave by Jizili puts windows with light sources in most indoor areas that match up with the windows on the outside of the building. And the last but not least on this list, and one of the most impressive in my opinion, is A World of Pain by DJ Maestro, which adds 170 new locations across the Mojave to explore and comb through, adding hours of new content to keep things fresh on a playthrough. These areas can range in size, from small one-room houses to giant dark underground tunnels. And there's plenty to do in these new locations, from quests to new areas to special versions of weapons and tougher enemies to face across the wasteland. All of this and more within one nice and concise mod. And with that, we have all of the mods in this video. If you want links to any or all of the mods featured, they will all be available in the description below. Now, since I'm pretty new to New Vegas modding, and PC mods in general, feel free to let me know any of your personal favorite mods you guys use in your playthroughs. There's plenty on the Nexus store, and I want to see as much as I can. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.